Here's an SEC team that we haven't discussed yet, but could be in that conversation. Texas A&M. Now, not all of their wins have looked pretty. We had that little, snappy Mike Elko bit a couple weeks ago where he was getting asked about like why the offense, wasn't doing more, or Marcel Reed didn't look great. And he's like, well, I don't want to be like Brian Kelly. Or he said, I don't want to be about that other coach. But like, why are you asking this? Like, we just won a game. The defense has been really good. Again, so you still have Mario Craver and a bunch of these like very explosive players there. You have a really good defense, Mike Elko defense. A&M is hosting Florida, coming off of their best win of the season. Offense came alive with a freshman receiver in Dallas Wilson. Feels like everybody's kind of got one of these guys now, these freshman receivers who grow on trees, but can be a difference maker. A healthy DJ Lagway. There's some difference there. There's some real offensive production happening for Florida in the Texas game coming into this, plus a Florida defense that has traveled and has been there throughout the season. A team that is fighting hard for Billy Napier, like obviously still has a lot to go, and they're trying to prove some stuff with this season. This is, I think, a sneaky good game. A&M favored by 7.5 points at home, but it feels like an opportunity, again, as we're talking about separation, for A&M to separate themselves from the middle of the SEC, for them to say, hey, we're not going to go 8-4. Like, this is a different team ready to take that step. We had this conversation after they beat Notre Dame, but you got to do it within the SEC. And even the talented teams, but the teams that are down, you got to take care of business. You got to be able to beat the Floridas.
I'm totally there with your assessment. And I feel like, to me, this game comes down to one question. It's, do you trust the Florida offense after watching what they did a week ago? Because that's the way I would talk myself into Florida being able to pull off an upset in this one, is Lagway being able to be explosive and to use his legs. And I'm sorry to the young wide receiver whose name escapes me right now, but I think Dallas Wilson being able to make some of those huge plays that he did and just be a man, right? Like, that to me is the thing, because it's the one thing in this game where, like, I just don't trust it. And I have a lot of questions. The Florida defense, I don't have a ton of questions about. They've been pretty good all year long. It's this A&M defense I don't have a lot of questions about, because they've been good all year long. And even the A&M offense is kind of inconsistent, maybe has looked ugly. I know they can hit you with an explosive play from time to time. It's one thing I know is going to happen with them. And so it's, does Florida's offense play the way that we saw a week ago against Texas? Or are we sitting here saying, boy, Billy needs to toss over that play sheet and maybe give back the keys to the facility as well? So it's hard for me to want to trust that. It's why I like A&M, especially playing at home in this game.
Yeah, I'm also going to take A&M to cover, because I think that their defense is going to make Florida's offense look a lot more anemic. Even again, with a healthier DJ Lagway, even with Dallas Wilson, it was more disappointing and on Texas's defense for what we saw than I think what we're going to see against A&M.